Well, charter schools have a certain advantage. First of all, they're smaller. And smaller is always better, always. Part of the problem with American schools, if you want to get into a conversation with American schools, is this factory model we have for these high schools where there are 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 kids in a high school. I mean, what kind of, especially in this day and age where there are so many distractions for kids. Do you know how hard it is to hold their attention? When there's 5,000 of them, it's impossible. In my opinion, no high school, no school should be more than 1,000 students. A school works well when all the teachers know the students and the students know all the teachers, not when these people are roaming the halls in anonymity. That doesn't help anybody at all. I mean, a school really should feel like a family in many respects, in my opinion. And it's impossible with these large high schools. So charter schools tend to not be more than a few hundred students. Maybe 800. I don't think there are any charter schools that have 1,000 students.
So you are saying that they have a better system than...
I'm saying that they're smaller. I don't see why we couldn't take...
And you can have an Armenian school.
Sure, you could.
Yeah, but
you'd have to allow non-Armenians to attend your school.
Yeah, sure. Let them learn Armenian. It's good for us.
We had a program in New York which turned a large school into a smaller school. And the way we did it was, we put all the freshmen on one floor of this building, and they only took, we're getting off topic here, I'm sorry. Let's get back to the Armenian students. I have to be careful. What time is it? Are we running out of time?
No.
But we were comparing the school system at the end result.
Is this what happens here at the forums often? Do we often go off topic and just...
All the time.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
all the time.
You know, once we open it up to questions.
Mr. Ingikian, what's the advantage of the charter school?
I study Yerodavine, Ararat chapter routine. I study Higerot Tasaranen, Cheshavan Bididan, Sanyo Toki. I study Skispa, Yeguar Hoki di Madri, Isunoki Deonei, Petelario Kashi.
Wow. What else, Rosen?
Very nice. Very nice. Yegu campus image. Inisun dokos nela shagirden hayen, Goropede, Orenkes Kabrotin, Polora shagirden betke hayren arne, Polora betke Spaneren arne, for Havasarlan. Yak the Bros Neteres or Magabanezen, Polora shagirden Yerek Ledugan, Hayren Spaneren.
That's fantastic.
API for Ashagirnevun,
What is the number?
Hazare Amene Pastra, Nek Arachin Darin Uttar Mekbering.
Wow, that's great.
City Hall, Polor Uttar Perone Rabire Seviren. I study Uttar Yotanson Utapering. My Karachi.
I'm gonna throw cold water on those numbers in a moment.
Good Aribech. Yotansun hinga shagir didishis chavardalan hingerorten. Ima polor haigagan high school neru yev junior high school neru enosazem. Yegan sit more zech bididan. Hodef metabrotsen.
It's not fair to compare that school to a standard elementary school.
Why not?
I'll tell you why. Because those kids already have an advantage because their parents are taking an interest in their child's education. That's so much more important than anything a school can do. So he's, no offense to the Ararat school, I'm sure they're doing great work, but they've cherry-picked some of the best students. Now, I've got, let me tell you a story, Sam. I teach a class in the summer, okay? And it's a 5-hour class, history for 5 hours. Can you imagine? It's insane. So I give the kids a break. Now, 80% of these kids have failed history, so they're retaking it in the summer. So these are all flunkies, so to speak. I give them, okay, take a 10-minute break. 4 of them break out these PlayStation 2s. This is a $400 toy, okay? And I'm looking at it, and I'm saying, this is a $400 toy that this 15-year-old has. I said, where did you get this toy? Because my mom bought it for me. I said, when, for Christmas? Well, she got it for me last week. I said, last week? I said, how many classes did you fail last year? He says, 4. And I'm looking at him like, I can't get mad at him. I want to kill them all. Okay, another story. At the Rama, he's not going to graduate. Also, by the way, these are all Armenian. He's not going to graduate. They're in there cajoling. He's failed his classes. Counselor Gaskanavor, Zunovka Aistuhur, Mercedes McKinnon. That's not the clincher. And the counselor goes, what? He's failed all these classes. You bought him a Mercedes? You know what the kid said? It's only a C class.
Wow.
And you want him to have humility?
I know, exactly. And I have a student who also drives a Mercedes E, I think. And he's like a mediocre student. And I looked at him and I said, wow, what would your dad have done if you were valedictorian? Buy you a Ferrari? It is. I remember my first car was my grandmother's 66 Dodge Dart, I think. And when you drive down School Street, where the kids park, BMW, Mercedes, BMW, Mercedes. And the funny thing is, I used to defend the Armenian students and say, oh, they're not all the Armenian students. But this year on April 24th, when all the Armenians were gone, there were no cars on that street. So I was like, wow, damn. I ended. And, you know, I'm just checking at each other and said, take the cell phone away, take the car keys away. I mean, basic parenting, crying out loud. But I don't know, I think sometimes, do you understand the term conspicuous consumption? It means that Americans really love to show people what they have.
Yeah.
And there it is. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'd say the parent is engaging in conspicuous consumption and using their child as part of the game. Like, look at my kid, he's driving a $50,000 BMW. And I'm like, and I had another student, another Armenian girl. She's sitting outside, she looks like she's gonna cry. And so I go over to her and I said, "She's jumping." But I like it. And she goes, my father doesn't have good enough credit to buy me a Mercedes. This is what she said to me again. And I was like, wow, my heart bleeds for you. How tough it must be to be you. And she looks at me like, you can't even get me a Volkswagen. And mind you, this kid has a car, she drives a Honda. But like, I guess it's just too déclassé for her.
Does this happen in your class?
Oh, it's Mr. Keshishian. I'm gonna have to take that phone away from you. That is an old phone, boy. Look at that thing. It's a razor. Look at that. Look at that relic. So, I'm essentially done. I mean, I don't know. I would love to answer your questions and engage you in any kind of conversation.
Մենք Ամերիկա